A number of local organizations have recently been the victims of cyber attacks, and it's been concerning for them, as well as the customers who had their private information put at risk. Joining us this morning is online security expert David Papp. Talk a bit more about these kinds of attacks and how to keep your information safe. Good morning, David.
Morning, Mike.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
So give us a rundown specifically on what happened to these organizations.
They're getting very sophisticated. What happened in this case is, you know how you typically get the spam email that says, open this attachment or click on this link, and then it infects your computer or something happens. In this case, what they did is they targeted the nonprofit organizations by looking at who was the treasurer and who was the vice president or president, and they fabricated a fake email chain that looked like the president was authorizing a wire transfer, sent it to the treasurer, so that the treasurer would just do it because it looked like it came from this other person in the organization. Unfortunately, in Calgary's sake, she just did it, and it was about $145,000 worth. Thankfully, they recovered a bit of it, but it was still a huge hit. And then they targeted Edmonton as well, the Miners Hockey Association, but she was on the ball and started asking questions like, you know, what's the name of my dog and stuff like that, and they failed on that. So she was weary. I mean, personally, when you see that kind of sum of money coming through on an email, I would think that people would pick up the phone and say, hey, is this right? Did you add a few extra zeros?
Well, I mean, how many times have we been told that when anybody asks you for money via email or texting or anything like that? But that's a red flag. And I guess the key here was this was coming from her superior, and she just assumed that.
Yes, that's what it looked like.
If it's my superior, it's my boss. He's asked for money. I got to go with it, right?
Yep, exactly.
So, and what's the other one? There was another one with
Full House lottery scam, and that one, what happened is earlier, about a month ago, they hacked the website, got a hold of the email list of all the prior donors, then they fabricated a fake website to collect credit card information so it looked like you were donating to Full House Lottery, but really they were collecting all your credit card information. So that one's very unfortunate.
Well, let's talk about two different things here then. First of all, those in the nonprofits, how can they protect themselves?
The concern with nonprofits, so there's two types of websites out there. There's the websites I call brochure websites. They do nothing. Then there's the other websites that collect donations, payment, they sell stuff, they have a form. Those are the ones that should be getting their website reviewed on a regular basis. Making sure, do you have the right security? Do you have a thing called SSL encryption? Have some people try to break it. You know, we call those white hat hackers. Like, have them try to compromise your website to probe it for vulnerabilities.
And who are these people they should be hiring to do this?
Online security professionals. There are a number of them that are out there.
And it can't just be people who design your website. I mean, you have to see credentials, I would imagine.
Yeah, you should get somebody else other than the person who developed your website just as a second set of eyes, because nothing's perfect. There's no such thing as 100% secure online.
All right, well, let's talk about now move over to the consumer, those of us who have maybe made donations in the past to these nonprofits.
Yeah. On that note, you are protected as a credit card holder, right?
Sure.
However, it's a huge inconvenience, Mike. So what we recommend is having a second credit card. And you use that for your online purchases. It has a small limit, like maybe $500. And then the beauty of that is, if it does get compromised for whatever reason due to fraud, you just cancel it. You deal with it, but then you don't have to go and redo all those pre-authorized payments that you've got on all of your stuff.
Great idea.
That's
great
a pain.
Idea. Yeah, because if you've lost the card, you'll know that months down the road, you'll get some kind of message from somebody going, the card doesn't work, and you go, oh yeah, that's right, I was compromised a while.
Exactly.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Thanks, David. You can follow David on Twitter or check out his blog. He actually tweets 25 hours a day. This man is so busy. There's his Twitter handle, @David Papp.